A new AEW signing has been confirmed. TNA, WWE working together, and a major problem with AEW Grand Slam Australia, but I actually think it is a good thing, and we're going to talk about it right here, right now on the Ango Show. Okay, so I want to get this out of the way. AEW Grand Slam has a little bit of an issue, a little bit of a hiccup, and we're waiting to see if AEW will have some sort of answers to this. We're going to wait and see if Warner Bros. Discovery has an answer to this. However, AEW Grand Slam is no longer a pay-per-view event. You might not see a lot of promotion or heavy promotion into this at all within the AEW product, but AEW Grand Slam Australia is still happening. Despite the fact that they had to change venues and they're not doing the stadium show anymore, the event is still ongoing. AEW did confirm Mariah May and Toni Storm will be happening February 15th. It's on a Saturday. However, what's actually very problematic about this announcement is that they have revealed that it will be streaming live on TNT as well as the Max streaming service. The only problem about this, though, is that, well, there's another event that is taking place at the same time on TNT, and that is the State Farm NBA All-Star Saturday Night. So this is where they do like the rookies and sophomore contest, the three-point shootout, the dunk contest, and they are actually promoting it at the same exact time, 8 p.m. Eastern, on TNT. So nobody really understands why this is happening or how this is happening or what the mix-up actually is. Nobody really knows if this is a scenario in which maybe AEW just incorrectly advertised TNT when maybe it's supposed to be TBS. We're still waiting for answers. Now, listen, there's a lot of people who are mad that this isn't a pay-per-view. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not mad about it at all. If they are giving us a pay-per-view card and you could watch it live on Max for free while it is simulcasting on cable, I think that's a huge win. This is clearly not Battle of the Belts. This is going to be an AEW pay-per-view level event. However, it is obviously going to be on a tape delay because it will be taking place in Australia, and they're going to obviously have a huge tape delay. So the spoilers and stuff will be out there. I don't mind that. I don't think that's that big of a deal. Personally, I don't like tape delays or pre-tapes, but it's not the biggest deal of them all. The biggest deal here is that nobody knows if it's actually on TNT, TBS, or strictly just the Max service, the streaming service. So obviously that's a big deal because when you are providing sort of content like this and you're advertising it, you don't want it to be a situation where now AEW gets booted. Obviously there's some sort of mix-up. Nobody really knows the answers to it. As far as Grand Slam happening, if I'm going to watch it on Max, I think the experience on Max is great. I just really hope that with it streaming on Max, whether it's on TNT, TBS, or whatever it may be, I just really hope that AEW doesn't treat this like a Battle of the Belts, and I really do hope they treat it like an actual pay-per-view the way it was intended to be. That brings us to our next topic. WWE and TNA announced a major partnership, multi-year deal. If you guys were watching the Ango Show live today, then you would have known that we were speaking about this as we received the breaking news. Just a couple things that I want to touch on here. WWE and TNA are advertising something for Genesis, which is taking place this Sunday, which includes NXT involvement. What's even really huge about this announcement, it's a multi-year partnership. I think this is going to allow TNA stars to also work within the Performance Center as well, which I think would be really good. WWE and TNA are kind of explaining this as not only a talent exchange, but also a crossover opportunity to help grow and develop the future of the business, which I think is really special. WWE's Twitter got 4.2 million views with this announcement and 2.6 million views for TNA for this announcement. So there's obviously a lot of viewership there, a lot of excitement about this announcement. If you guys watch the live stream, I'm not going to hide it. I'm very happy about this. I think this is a very good thing for professional wrestling. This is a really good thing for TNA. This is a really good thing for WWE. The fact that it's like actually official, it's not some sort of handshake deal, like they actually have an agreement of some kind. Yeah, I think that's good. That's like really special. Obviously, we're going to have dream matches. We're going to have matches that we want to see. What I personally want to see out of this, it's not so much about who wins the matches and who loses the matches, but give us something cool, man. Have some TNA guys win NXT Gold. Have some WWE guys win TNA Gold. Cedric Alexander, some guys some guys on the roster don't get used as often. Hey, Cedric Alexander versus Javon Evans versus, Ace Austin and Leon Slater in a fatal four-way or some sort of X Division match, there's a lot of opportunity there, is my point. There's a lot of guys that can really have some great matches, and that's what I want to see. And then, of course, I talked about it in the live stream, but I do think the next step is for TNA to go live every single week. That is essentially what I would like to see moving forward, and hopefully we get there. And obviously, listen, I don't have expectations as far as growth. What I have expectations are, it fully comes down to creativity. How creative can they be within this partnership? You're going to see TNA talent on NXT. You're going to see NXT talent there. I fully expect Cora Jade to be at Genesis, and I think she'll go face-to-face with Masha Slamovich to set up a program. I think there's a lot of opportunity there as well. I know the main roster isn't going to be a part of it, but I do want to see the main roster in some aspects get a part of it as well when applicable. That brings us to our final topic. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of confusion regarding Megan Bayne and whether or not she's with AEW. This has been a thing for over a year now. Nobody really knew what was happening with Megan Bayne. She wasn't given a graphic from AEW, still hasn't been given a graphic from AEW. However, Fightful has reported that Megan Bayne is, in fact, all elite. Some people don't think this is a big deal. I do. I think this is an extraordinary deal, and I think this is a very good signing for AEW. I think they have a very nice women's division. I think their women's division is very, very solid and very strong. I think booking could be a little bit better, but I think part of that also comes from adding depth to the roster. Megan Bayne being in this situation, and that's the first thing I think of is her specifically. Part of me thinks, hey, Camille didn't work out as Mercedes Moné, her bodyguard or, whatever, her security. Maybe Megan Bayne could be fit for that role. If you guys haven't seen Megan Bayne, she is a very, very good talent, an extremely good talent. And I thought maybe at this point, because there was so much confusion as to whether or not she was actually in AEW while she was with Stardom, I was thinking, man, NXT or TNA, how do you not go for, obviously those companies couldn't sign her because she's been signed with AEW. Not sure why AEW isn't making this a big deal. I feel like Megan Bayne's a great signing, and I would like to see her involved, and I would love to see what they do, maybe with Chris Statlander or something. I don't know. But I think the opportunities are there, and that's what I care about. The opportunities are there. Now go ahead and execute with it. With my impression of Megan Bayne being in the company, I think she's going to be a great asset. They have to treat her like a great asset. That comes from marketing and promoting and putting her out there. Why they haven't done that, I'm not sure. But she did very well in Stardom, and she's doing very well in the Indies in America. So obviously, I would like to see a little bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ango Show.